I don't know if I officially could say I'm a foodie because I feel like there is an official like foodie guild that I'm not a part of.
You have to apply in everything. They're very selective.
I feel like if I call myself a foodie, someone will be like, "Did you apply to the foodie guild?" But I know I'm always talking about food because I'm obsessed. And so I want to know for Rosh Hashanah, what's a favorite thing for you to bake or cook?
Yeah, I am a huge fan of baking. For me, it's very therapeutic. And because it's so scientific, I love following rules. It's just an excellent process. But growing up, whenever we would go to my grandparents' house for the holidays, we would help my grandma cook these cookies called keikats. Yes, so they're a traditional Moroccan cookie. It's a very simple anise seed cookie with just a sugar cookie base. And the funnest part as a kid was shaping them. They have a very distinct shape where you roll it out into a little log and you cut little slits in it, and then you make a little circle, and it turns out to look a little bit like a sun. And when you're like 5 years old and like your mom doesn't let you do anything, but your grandma lets you do this, you feel like you have all the power in the world. And you get to serve these cookies later to all your family. You're like, oh, look at what I did. And it's a nice way to feel like you're part of the family through food. Yeah.
And what does it mean?
Keika, honestly, I think it just means like a cookie.
Great.
Like I literally think it's a word for a cookie, but I'm not sure.
And I love that. And now we know.
Yeah.
Do you have any baking mishaps?
Oh, all the time.
We totally-
Definitely. It usually happens with challah. Challah is like, to me, it's like a baby. You have to really nurture it in a perfect way. Otherwise, it will be like weirdly dense, or you'll burn it, or it just won't taste proper. So yeah, I've definitely like haven't done the right amount of yeast, and then it's like a big dense ball of miscellaneous dough, and it doesn't taste good. Yeah.
And then like, do you just get a feel for it over time?
Yeah, I think so. Also, you learn which recipe is like working for you, and every oven has its own agenda. So you just have to learn your environment, and then eventually you get it right. Yeah.
I just learned that you're supposed to clean your oven like every time after you bake.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely don't
That's
do that.
good, because I've never baked once in my life.
Do you use your oven?
Nope, I don't use the oven. I air fry. So I'm learning so much today. This is really out of my comfort zone.
I want to be an air fryer.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
it's great.
And so I heard also that there's seders in, you were sharing like earlier in the like Mizrahi traditions for, I want to say Passover, for Rosh Hashanah. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but Persian Jews like me, and also a lot of Mizrahi Jews, which are Jews from the Middle East or North African countries.
Wait, quick question. So
Yeah.
can Persian be considered Mizrahi?
Yeah, we are Mizrahi.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we have a tradition every year for Rosh Hashanah to sit down and do a seder, and we say like there's like certain foods that we have that represent simanim or symbols in Hebrew that are said to bring out good blessings for the year. So this has been like traced back to the Babylonian Talmud. Back in the day, they used to say that all Jews used to do it, but it kind of fell out of practice for Ashkenazi Jews. So, right, apples dipped in honey is like kind of something everyone does. That's one of the simanim that we do, right? And we eat that to have a sweet new year. Right, pomegranates, we eat that so that we have a lot of mitzvot or like a lot of good deeds in the year to come. But also like some of the other ones that are less known, it's like we eat beets so that our enemies will like take a beet and like, you know.
They're not dramatic at all.
Yeah, so it's interesting because like half of the blessings are like good vibes and like blessings, and half of them are for like to like cut off our enemies.
Yeah.
And I've reimagined this for myself over the years, because every year like we'd gather as a family, big table, Persian family, lots of people. My mom would cook, and I would always ask, like, wait, so why do we do this and why do we do this? And I reimagine this for myself because I'm like, yeah, we have, like, there's enemies, like, people, people might not like Jews, but also, like, we have enemies internally, right? Sometimes, like, that voice in your head could be an enemy. So every year for Rosh Hashanah, like I love to do this before I start the holiday, is sit down and look at the simanim, look at the foods that we eat or are incorporated into the Seder, and answer the questions that I've reimagined for myself of like, well, what are the enemies within myself that I want to change? What are the different ways that I want to show up this year? What are the mitzvot? What are the good deeds that I want to do? Like, what are the causes I care about? And to really use this ancient tradition that dates back thousands of years to incorporate it into my own life to be a better person and to be the best version of myself.
That's so dope. Elisa, is there anything here that's like exactly what you're doing, crossover, anything that's different?
Yeah, definitely remember the beating the enemies. And also we have some squash, so you can squash your enemies. Yeah. I don't know how that fits in, like the English and the Hebrew, just a coincidence. I have no idea. But as kids, we love that.
Well, that is actually what the foods that are chosen are either from the shape, from the Hebrew word, or from like the texture. So it really is a play of words, and it's cool. I think Hebrew is really awesome for that.
I'll say, I know it's a Mizrahi tradition, but I'm Ashkenazi, and we just happen to do the simanim, to do the Rosh Hashanah Seder. And do you end in the fish head as well?
I think I think we
Squeeze?
I think
Like
we
a
do.
full fish head.
Like,
I don't eat the head.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
a
weird
threat?
of you. You don't want to eat a fish head?
It looks so appetizing.
But I do love a cow's tongue.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, and we eat that so that we could be like a head and not a tail.
Yes, that's what it is.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
So
I guess we did the fish head, and you guys did the cow.
oh, so it was a positive. It wasn't like a threat.
Yeah, it's a positive.
I just saw the Godfather in
fish
front of me,
head.
and there was like the horse head.
Yeah.
Wait, so then is like what the Ashkenazi are doing, is that the same thing? And it's also a Seder? Or
Yeah. You know, we never like officially called it a Seder, but we did something similar. We had the apples, the pomegranates,
Right.
carrots, beets, and then we always ended in the fish head, and it would always be like a fight, like who has to eat the eyeball out of the fish head.
And they were like, I want to eat the eyeball. I want to eat the eyeball.
It was like
you can eat the eyeball,
Yeah.
please. No, thank
it
you.
would be the punishment.
Understood.
What qualifies something as a Seder? Does anyone know? Or like,
Yeah.
what it means or?
So Seder, the literal meaning in Hebrew is order.
Oh.
Don't we love order? So it's really just doing different things in a specific order, whether that's on Rosh Hashanah, where you eat the different simanim, symbols in a specific order, or on Pesach, the Seder that we usually refer to, and that's where you're reading things from a special book in a specific order, and also partaking in different ritual practices in an order. So that's really what it is.
I have a nerdy question because I know that I think like a lot of the things we read from are in prayers and stuff, it's coming from like Aramaic, ancient Hebrew. When it's on the Mizrahi side, is there anything in any other languages or that it's pulling from?
Yeah, in my culture, in Moroccan Jewish culture, we actually do a lot of Arabic. So when my ancestors immigrated from Spain and then they incorporated in the Moroccan culture, a lot of Arabic and French also was spoken. So we'll do some of the blessing on Passover specifically in Arabic. And that's fun. It's very foreign to us. I don't speak Arabic, colloquially, but it's fun to sing in Arabic a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll say also in my family, our simani, the table that in my family, the prayer sheet that we have for Rosh Hashanah, the Seder that we do, we have it in English, Hebrew, and in Persian. So it's kind of nice because if someone doesn't read Hebrew, or some of the older generation, some of the people who, my parents or the other people in the generation that actually did immigrate here, a lot of them, it feels like home for them to get to say it in Persian, and maybe it hits deeper, the meaning, if they say it with that. So sometimes we do all three, and then it's like, all right, hurry up, like we want to eat, But it's nice. It's like a nice reminder of where we come from and our roots.
Matzo ball soup is such a important part of Ashkenazi Jewish soup culture, right?
So Ashki.
Yeah.
There's a lot of soup culture, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm curious, Donna, what's the Persian equivalent of a matzo ball soup?
That's a great question. So we have gondi, which looks like matzo ball soup, but it's actually made out of chickpea flour and like ground turkey.
Low carb.
It is low carb. It is bomb. It's so
High protein.
Gluten.
way better than matzo ball soup. Try it for yourself. I recommend.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Has anyone ever felt left out because of like food culture? Sorry, not to, because I didn't grow up with matzo ball soup. I respect matzo ball soup. I enjoy eating matzo ball soup, but like I don't have it normally. People are like, you didn't grow up with matzo ball soup? You don't know what schnitzel is? And I'm like, no, but I know what buckwheat fettuccine is and pesto. No one.
And what about gefilte fish though? You had that.
My grandma made it from scratch.
Wow.
That's so good.
That's so special.
Just casually every year.
Amazing.
Casually.
So we're here in Rosh Hashanah, and Donna, I understand you have a little bit of something special for us to share for Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah. So, Rosh Hashanah is a time for the new year, right? It's a time for cleansing. It's a time for renewal.
Soup bowls?
So I have my gondi in here. Matzo ball soup, gondi. If only, right? Actually, these are crystal quartz singing bowls, and so I thought that I could lead you all in a sound bath, which is a way to really take your brainwaves into a meditative state, kind of cleanse the energy for the new year to come. And before I get into that, I just wanted to name, right? I think sometimes people feel some kind of way about meditation. I know we're in LA, so you probably
Everybody loves it here.
But Rosh Hashanah is really all about. You probably heard the word teshuvah in relation to Rosh Hashanah. And it's often translated as repentance, but really teshuvah comes from the Hebrew word shuv, which is return. And much like return, right? Like when you think about Rosh Hashanah, it's like you're returning back to yourself. You're returning back to your higher self, right? Like all year long, you're going around about your day. Like you might have yelled at your mom here, maybe you didn't meet a deadline there, right? We missed the mark. And Rosh Hashanah is about returning back to yourself. Much like that, meditation is about returning to your breath, or returning to the sound of my voice, or returning to the sound of the bowls. So you don't have to do anything. All you get to do is enjoy, let your mind turn off, and let the healing powers of these instruments wash over you.
Yes.
Do we close our eyes?
Yeah, would you like a demonstration?
Yeah.
Also, Edna would never, that's my mom's name, would never let me yell at her. Edna would not permit it.
Yeah. Good. Edna knows what's up. Respect the elders, baby. 10 Commandments.
Cannot call Edna elder.
Don't tell her I said that. All right. So I want to invite you to get into a comfortable position and uncross your arms and your legs and close your eyes. And just take a moment to notice your body against the couch. Take a moment to notice your breath. Together, we'll take a deep breath in through your nose and open your mouth, release. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And 1 more deep breath in through your nose and exhale. Remembering that the Hebrew word for breath, neshima, has the same root as the Hebrew word for soul, neshama. You can always come back to your breath and allow yourself to enjoy this experience. And allow yourself to enjoy this experience. just take a moment to come back to your body. Bring your awareness back to your breath. As we leave behind anything from the past year that doesn't serve us, and we call in newness and renewal for the new year. You can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes gently. Circle your ankles and your wrists. You take a deep breath in together, in through your nose. And open your mouth, exhale. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and come back to the space. What was that like for you? Anyone want to share?
I felt emotional. And your voice came up, and then you said Shema, and you said Shana Tova, and I heard Shema first, and I was like, I'm gonna lose it. If it's Shema Yisrael, I'm gonna ugly cry here. It was just really beautiful, and I felt like I was swirling.
Really?
Alita.
Yeah. As I was closing my eyes listening to the beautiful sounds you made, there were a lot of different colors that were just coming up, almost like this beautiful celestial aurora type thing, like purples and blues. And it's amazing to see how the senses can be connected in that way and how you can deliver that for us. So thank you for bringing that.
Of course. My pleasure.
I thought it was amazing. I was like, did you guys know she was gonna sing?
No, I didn't. No.
Every time a new
Beautiful.
sound came, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like trying to play it cool at the same time in this totally natural environment to do a meditation. But like it was really just so grounding, so peaceful. I want to do that every Rosh Hashanah. Like I wanna do for way longer and just like come in with my intentions for what I want to take away from the next year and what I want to leave behind. And how did you learn how to do this?
Yeah.
I got certified. Funny you should ask.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I had this call to travel to Bali.
Yeah.
And it didn't really make sense, but I quit my job and I booked a ticket to Bali and I traveled there. And in my time there, especially leaving a job as a Jewish nonprofit professional, I was just living my life, and being Jewish wasn't the forefront of my life, which is something that's usually part of my day-to-day. Bali is a very special place because it has a lot of, Bali is a very special place because it's a Hindu culture that takes over, and there's a lot of expats there. And what I was noticing in my time there is that a lot of the expats know how to give the offerings that are in the Hindu culture. They know what to do if they go to the temple. And as I was noticing this, right, I was really moved and touched. Right, I would go to a kirtan class and chant in Sanskrit, and I think there's a lot of beauty in getting to adopt from other cultures. But it also really hit me that I come from my ancestors and my roots are thousands of years old. And as I'm transitioned to be a sound healer, someone who always loved to sing, I learned to love to sing in temple. I'm not gonna lie. That as we're creating this healing, why not sing in Hebrew? Why not sing ancient prayers and that are cleansing, that go so deep, right? Whether someone's Jewish or not. So that's something that's a shift that I took and was just inspired in these moments to bring this special gift to everyone and to share it not just with Jewish people, but also with people who aren't Jewish. Like it's a Kiddush Hashem, as they say, like to share the beauty of our rituals and our
People.
Yeah. So thanks for listening.
Oh my God.
And yalla, let's do this every year.
Yeah.
Spring in the new